Hey, how's it going, man? Today I'm gonna break down on the reasons why some Asian girls are not interested in Asian guys. And I want to break it down, and I want to break it down in the sense where it is for Asian Americans why they actually think like that. So without further ado, let's get to it. By the way, my name is Craig. I'm a relationship coach. Please do subscribe and actually comment on my videos, because if I don't, then I can't really make any more creations, because it's the algorithm feed is really depending on if you guys have said something or commented or liked something. So I see that you guys watch it, but you guys just don't never never give me a thumbs up and stuff like that. So it is imperative for me to, for a very small boutique channel like me, to kind of grow, or else like I will get um, I would get frozen, basically all the time. So basically they are kind of chatting up, and this girl was Weijin. This girl was Fu Vit Weijin. She's like white, I think, and this girl is, I think, Asian, and this girl is Thai. I mean, in my eyes, they're all okay looking girls. I mean, maybe not 100% my book type of girls, but I think it's okay. Saying like I don't really judge. So they started off with what type of guys will you not date, as they already know that they're gonna say Asian men. And a lot of them actually have both said Asian men, and then the other half did not. Actually, the Asians are a little bit less, have less animosity with Asian men overall. They actually somewhat are still kind of curious about the other side of themselves, so they're not as discriminating overall. But this Thai girl, she said she's completely just like not interested, blah blah blah, things like that. But she says she already have a boyfriend, so okay, I will give her the benefit of doubt on that. But yeah, this girl, I think she said on the right side, she said she's completely not interested. Just I don't know why I'm not attracted to them, and I'm gonna break you down the reasons why a lot of these Asian American girls won't be very interested. And by the way, credit to this the V girl. She said like currently love the Asian men. I love Asian men. Blah blah blah. It's good. Keep it in that. So she's the only enthusiastic one out there. So I'll tell you like a lot of reasons why like some of them are not interested. First of all, Thai men, they're probably not going to be very um, it's not may not be a very good role model overall in the Thai culture. So there's nothing wrong with Thai men, but it's just they are in a relationship where they could be a lot of times have intercourses with many types of people because of tied in the nature of the way it is. So uh, there might be some strong Thai men out there, but however, because of all the glitz and glamours and things like that, and the women are always attracted to many type of variety of things, so like she'll get a jaded point of view. So let's kind of exclude her, and let's talk about like Asian Americans, like talk about East Asians, like Chinese, Vietnamese, Korean, Japanese, those type of things, and why they actually might get very discouraged about Asian men. So first of all, you gotta look at the Asian household. A lot of them are not in single families. At least back then it wasn't. And then so they have a dad at home that is like stern. I'm saying they don't talk a lot. Maybe they're reading the newspaper, but whenever they do talk, it's like, hey, how come you haven't done the homework? Or what are you doing? I'm saying? So they always have a very stern type of image of an Asian man, more like an enforcer of a policeman kind of thing. And that's another reason why Asian women don't really find that attractive, because they are, they're being looked down on, and also like one they are the enforcer at home. So like you're not gonna like a cop, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the same thing. You're not gonna enjoy a company of a policeman, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna boss you around and do stuff, things like that, and have like rules and stuff like that at home because their dream of a nice life, a lot of Asian women are. They're not gonna say this. It's like, but it's true. Is that they want the ultimate freedom, where they wake up, they could brush their teeth and not brush their teeth. They could eat breakfast and not eat breakfast, and it is like that. But in an Asian household, for men, it's like no, you have to wake up at a certain time, brush your teeth, do your homework, go to school, those type of things. Like you're not gonna miss a day, if you're not like, if it is regular normal times. So to a lot of the girls, they think like they're gonna compare it to Caucasian, where the family has a lot more freedom, freedom to be happy. I don't care what you do as long as you're happy. So it's not gonna happen like that in the Asian household. I mean, I got bad news for you that it doesn't happen. It's just like they're gonna be always like not on a whoop, but like definitely like is like a very stern type of environment, a very Asian stern. All dads in Asia are stern, man. No matter what, they could be nice, but it's like they're always gonna be enforcing some kind of rules. Either the wife have the rules and he enforces it, or he create the rules and the wife also enforces it. And so overall, it's not like it's a very hard environment for them. So they first of all they feel like their freedom is being robbed. So for the Asian men, is like that. So they feel like they feel like the Asian men have robbed their freedom. Okay, so it's not like misogyny necessarily, but it's like robbing the freedom. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they don't really have that. There's no word of affirmation, things like that. There's like, oh, you got a B. It's like, oh, that's very bad. Just work harder next time. That's how men talk, Asian men talk, and that's not gonna be very good. Especially a lot of them growing up thinking that there is a better alternative. And I think like for the current generation is actually better because they just accepted it, that because there's more media, they're on YouTube more, they know like, things about Asia more. So they're not gonna compare with their white friends counterpart as much. But I'm talking about these women, they grew up in the 2000s, and onwards. So um, overall, I totally can understand. And then another thing that they say a lot is that, oh, you look like my brother. And I'm actually beginning to understand what that clause really mean. Is that you look like my brother is meaning the fact that like the older brother, the brother is always being, including my household, is like I get the feedback. It's like they feel like this guy's getting more attention. They try to focus on him more, and instead of me, where I'm always getting the second helper, and everything. Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, obviously there was some retaliation where, for me, but I mean, I don't think it's really fair either for me. As quite honestly, I think we gave we're giving the tools. You know what I'm saying? We want to give the tools to. I think that for me as an Asian male, I think I want to give the tools for an Asian woman to be independent as much as possible. They could be independent. They could find another husband if they wanted to. So that is the way we think about Asian women, about Asian daughters. So those two like family figures can really hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like their positive imagery of an Asian man because they're stern. Think about it, stern, taking advantage of the family. um, a no fun person and a person with no affirmation whatsoever. So that is actually the reasons why a lot of them are not interested. You know what I'm saying? Especially for Asian women. You know? So that's the reason why they wouldn't be interested in that. Now, let me flip it over for some um, black women actually I've met don't want to date any black man. It's pretty much exactly the same thing. So it has nothing to do with, like, I wouldn't say nothing, but like it's very little to do with intercourses or what's going on in the bedroom. It has a lot to do with their own experience and how they want to go forward in life. And I have to say, overall, for these type of women, I mean, a lot of them think that, you know, going doing white will be a great thing. And it's funny that what the hosts have said is that, like, if I were gay, I would be interested in Asian men. So I do see where the point is. Um, I have to say, like, yeah, we're definitely not hairy, you know what I'm saying? Not hairy, relatively clean, you know. So that's us. But anyways, going back to your this problem of a lot of Asian women don't find Asian men attractive. I think if they live in a mostly white and no Asian population, they're gonna feel very pressured, you know, about this. They feel very embarrassed about their own culture. They feel very, um, unhappy about a lot of things. Because if you ask them, many of them today as an adult, oh, was there an impact for you? Were you like unhappy? Was there something dramatic event happen? And all of them will, maybe they might have said like, oh, when I was around like fourth grade, a lot of kids stopped playing with me, like a lot of white kids. They would say stuff like that. But to tell you the truth, it is a long-term detriment of their mental psyche, and it is a fact that like it hurts them, a lot. And that's how it is, man. Like there's nothing really wrong with Asian men per se, but I think the experience of them not able to thinking that they have might have as much fun as they can. And I think, to tell you the truth, like I would understand that, like if you actually look at my dad and things like that, the things that he said, there was no information, what I'm saying. It's just like it wasn't like he wasn't bad, but it's just like, there was no a lot some Asian men just have no filter, what I'm saying. They just go like, oh, this is no good, this is funny or whatever, what I'm saying. It's like it's definitely there's no sensitivity in any type of like, letting people down. When people are having a bad day, they're not gonna, you know say good things about it. I think even for one of my ex-girlfriends, like also she wanted to, like, I think date outside of the her own race, so I think a lot of these things has a lot to do with it. I think breaking down to a lot of these things. So, everything there is a cause and effect. And I think for most, uh, white girls, is that why they don't want to date Asian men is because if there are guys who are available for them, they're usually not very good guys, or sleazeballs. But versus if the guys who are very eligible, then they won't even take a look of them at all. And I'm 110% sure that that is the case. If they're very eligible Asian guys, 6 foot tall, 6'1", um, look nice, talk nice, dress nice, yeah, what are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna say no to that? Like, if you're a girl, yeah, of course you're gonna say yes, right? But the problem is that they're not gonna they're not gonna they have a lot of choices. They could go back to Asia and they have tons of choices, and that's why it's always going to be a vacuum for just regular East Asian guys. Because regular East Asian guys is not going to be get really picked up by a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? It's just not as much. I'm not saying there aren't any. I'm saying there are. Because even for me, I've experienced with women that are interested in Asian guys, but usually it's because they already went to school with these guys. So they are comfortable. I've met a girl from New Jersey that's interested in it. It's because they have seen an Asian guy. They have like one of their best friends growing up was an Asian guy. So it's about comfortability. If you're not gonna have never seen that person ever, like that type of thing, that's gonna be a little bit creepy. So also kind of baked into why some of the white girls would not be interested into it, kind of thing. Also, I think it's just yeah. I mean that's the thing. Like it's not gonna be a really good matchup if there's a guy who's really really like guy who's into AI. He's rich. He's handsome. He's tall. He got good skin. Not likely. That he'll be interested. That's for sure. All right, man. Thanks very much for listening in, and talk to you guys later.